Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check today's video out. And guys, today I want to talk about something that's going on behind the scenes that you may or may not be aware of, and that's the fact that the devastation that the tackle manufacturers have seen in their sales of some of their primary lure categories over the past year due to forward-facing sonar. This is finally starting to come into light at the end of the season here, and I sort of wanted to discuss that in today's video, sort of talk about what we can do about it moving forward. Also, guys, quick reminder here, anyone interested in becoming a channel member of Intuitive Angling, all you have to do is go to my homepage, click that join button for information. Channel members get stuff like private videos that are not seen by the public every week. And also, you can't join like from your mobile phone. You have to join either from like your TV on YouTube or your computer. There's like apparently there's some bug that you can't join on your phone. So if you guys are interested, you can do that on your computer or your TV. And also, please check out Tackle Warehouse has just got a new big shipment of 1,000 of my Blaukat throwback jigs. Just wanted to recommend this brown and orange color. This is a really good color for the month of November and December. Probably my favorite color. 1/2 ounce or 3/8 ounce or 1/2 ounce. I usually pair it with a brown chunk or a green one on there, but really good color for this time of year. And I'll put my throwback jig link with my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video here. Okay, guys, like I said, one of the things about the channel, as many subscribers I have, I get a lot of information from sort of like inside the industry with that. And one of the things that has happened here, and we've sort of seen this and known this a little bit, but it's sort of coming to light as the sales figures sort of add up over the past 12 months, is that so many of the major tackle manufacturers out there have seen a drastic, I'm talking about sort of almost catastrophic reduction in the sales on many of their lure categories, especially things like crankbaits over the past 12 months, as live scope becomes more prevalent, forward-facing sonar, which reduces those lure categories out there. And guys, it has had a devastating effect on the tackle industry and will continue to do so as long as Bassmaster and FLW continue to, force this down the throats of people out there. Now, one of the things about this, we've seen this very evident in every aspect of our life. When you normalize bad behavior and when you normalize things that are destructive to our society, that is a dangerous road to go down. And that's sort of what we've done here with forward-facing sonar, especially over the past few months. You haven't heard much about it. People are becoming accepting of it. They're apathetic to some extent. And we can't do that, guys. We can never become apathetic and normalize the destruction that this technology is having, not only on our sport sustainability, but the fishing industry as a whole. Because what you have now is like forward-facing sonar is basically used with just a handful of lures. Forward-facing sonar minnows, maybe some jerk baits, maybe some different type of finessey stuff. But that forward-facing minnow and those type of little finessey swim baits are the primary weapon used with the cheater box, at the expense of every other lure category that are really high profit margins for these tackle manufacturers. Because when you got things like, different type of jigs and slow baits and crankbaits, glide baits, spinner baits, chatter baits, topwater lures, the bread and butter of the lifeline of tackle manufacturers, and you have the cheater box cutting into their bottom line so much, that is a recipe for disaster in this particular industry. Now, we all know, where it's been very aware that Bassmaster has got their head up their butt and they're not going to do anything about this. We know that they're beholden to electronic companies and they're not going to do anything to offend the electronic companies. They're going to bend backwards and say, yes, sir, what do you want us to do? So don't expect Bassmaster to do the right thing. I'm holding out a little bit of hope for MLF. We all know that NPFL has done the right thing and banned forward-facing sonar from their tournaments. But when you start having, at what point, when you already have this huge public outrage against the cheater box, at what point when the tackle manufacturers their businesses are starting to tank over this technology, the viewerships are down in the tournaments, despite how they try to whitewash it, other words. The industry can't stand it. The public perception of it is terrible. every single thing surrounding is negative. There's not one positive aspect that forward-facing sonar brings into our fishing arena whatsoever. It takes skill out of fishing. It reduces, everybody's, it reduces everything that fishing is supposed to be and becomes a commercial venture. At what point is somebody going to have a backbone and stand up? We don't want this crap anymore. It's done. We're going to ban it from the tournaments. We're not going to have anything to do with it. We're going to get this sport back on the right track. So I don't know. The only thing I know is that, maybe the tackle manufacturers can start banding together and putting pressure on the tournament organizations. Say, look, we're not going to sponsor, our anglers to fish your circuits. We're not going to, sponsor any part of your tournament organizations. You guys are cutting our lifeline off by simply kowtowing to the electronic companies. That's all there is to it. There's no other reason that it's out there. We've talked about this before. The only reason the Alabama rig is illegal is because it's not a good thing for the sport and there's no money in it. Unfortunately, the cheater box is much worse for the sport than the Alabama rig, but there's a ton of money in it. So money rules everything, guys. I am so sick of power grabbing, money grubbing segments of this population influencing everything we do in our life. And we see it in the fishing industry right now as well. So anyway, guys, I encourage everybody just to be vocal about it. Let them know about it. Let the tackle companies know that you're on their side. They shouldn't have to design a line of products like forward-facing sonar minnows that are basically a low profit item in order to basically, just satisfy and, go in line with the tournament organizations wanting to continue to have the cheater box, available to anglers out there so they can get that big check from the electronic companies. That's just not right. So I've always said it, guys. It's like, don't expect these tournament organizations to do the right thing unless money's involved with it, unless money influences it. And if you've got enough of these major tackle companies out there that are hurting because of it, and I have heard figures up to 75 and 8, their sales are down 75 and 80% across many of their prime moving lure categories that were their number one lure categories 10 years ago. Those sales are down 75 and 80% over the past year or two because of the cheater box. So I don't know. We're sort of in a really, really suck period of fishing right now simply because of that. And it's all because of that. It's all because of that technology. It's like technology runs everything it touches in fishing. Technology can be a great thing in other aspects of our life, as far as the medical advancements that we have seen and some of the other things, but it's not in fishing. Fishing has no place for advanced technology. It takes away from it. It takes away the value of fishing. It takes away the magic and the mystery of fishing. There's nothing about fishing that should be improved by advanced technology. That's just not the way it works. And unfortunately, we have people in positions of power within the tournament organizations that they either cannot grasp that in their mind, or they're more motivated by money than they are by doing the right thing. Because again, I challenge anybody out there, you can't name me one positive thing that forward-facing sonar does for the sport of fishing in terms of sustainability. The only thing it makes it, the only positive it is it makes people, it allows people to excel in tournaments without having the skill that is required to excel in tournaments. That's all it does. It'd be the same thing if you took a golfer and put that golfer on the PGA Tour and gave them some putter technology that would allow them to sink every single putt that they lined up there, as long as they could just swing a club. They wouldn't even know how to read a green or how to put any type of speed on the putt or line up on anything. The club technology would do the work for them. That's what the cheater box does. It turns a below average angler into a top level angler if they're able to decipher and use that technology. Makes skill as an angler worthless for the most part. I'm not saying all the time, but for 95% of the time, the true measures of what a bass angler are as far as skill goes, it's just thrown out the window with that. So if it's not another thing, if it's not the fact that it's destroying the sustainability of our sport, it's taking away the intrinsic value and the mystery and the magic, it's creating an unlevel playing field, it's making fishing into an elitist sport. If that's not enough, now it's starting to destroy, you know, the tackle industry, the tackle manufacturers across the board. It's killing their bottom line. So when is it going to be enough? You know, is it ever going to be enough? I mean, you know, maybe these electronic companies are making so much money that that's the only sponsor these tournament organizations have to have, and they just don't care about anything else. I don't know. But anyway, I'm pretty disappointed by it. I'm pretty disappointed in a lot of stuff, a lot of things that are going on right now in the sport. But the only thing we can do is keep fighting the good fight, you know, keep doing the right thing. And the good fight is to keep the mystery and the magic and the wholeness and the value into fishing the way it always should be. Don't ever lose sight of that, guys. If you're on the anti-tech side in bass fishing, you are fighting the good fight. If you are on the pro, balls to the wall, no hold back, move forward with technology at all costs, you are on the wrong side of history on this. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll talk later.